What's up, everybody? Big Will, K-Pop for life, coming back at ya, and welcome to another episode of K-Pop Rants. Okay, so Sobin from Laboom a few days ago recently spoke to a senior and did not use honorifics. Now, if you're not familiar with what honorifics are, a brief overview: it is basically the appropriate way to address a senior in South Korea. There's certain ways of speech, certain body language, certain patterns that have to be followed. They're taught from a very young age, and they are deeply ingrained in the culture. When she did this, the KNETZ, who, by the way, screw all the KNETZ, I hate all of you, we're going to war, and this video is because of you, because I aim to take you down. Okay, so let's breed a little bit of common sense back into the world. When she did this, the KNETZ exploded, and honestly, Sobin is not like a huge K-pop star. She hosts some shows. I love Laboom, right? I love Laboom, but she's not like a huge star. And they made a big deal about this. I mean, it should not have been this big of a deal at all, but especially shouldn't have been this big of a deal just based on the people that were involved. But KNETZ suck. So they decided, they just ripped into her, right? I mean, she went on, she apologized, and all she did was like cut an interview short really quick, run down the street after the person that she spoke directly to, calling his name. I cannot remember his name. I don't know why. But that was it, right? She apologized. And I get it. Now some people jumped on this bandwagon, and the comment sections were full of mainly Westerners, it seemed, just freaking out in the comments. And my problem with that is you're coming at it from the wrong perspective, all right? Most of them said things like, you know, well, it shouldn't matter. Their age shouldn't matter. Yes, it does. It's not America. It's not England. It's not a Western country where those things do not exist. This is an East Asian country. This is South Korea. Honorifics are extremely important. It's ingrained deeply in the cultural norms and the fabric of the society. This is how they function. You cannot just stop doing that. You're taught this from birth. It's what makes them them. It's part of that. You can't separate it from them. You can't force that kind of change. That has to happen organically over time, if it ever does happen. What should have happened is that it should have been called out by her own people, which I think it was, but the KNETZ go overboard like they always do because she addressed a man. And then she apologized. Okay, cool. Mistake. You're young. You're excited. Behind closed doors, fine. You host the same TV show together. You're probably friends, and you skip all the honorific bullcrap because you're not in the public. But she was in public. I totally understand it. Anybody who says otherwise, that she shouldn't have to do that, you don't understand how the world really works, and you're dumb, okay? She has to do that. It's part of the culture. You cannot change that. That being said, KNETZ and everybody went overboard attacking her, as they always do. And then one side all of a sudden assumes that all these KNETZ are guys who hate her and this and that and blah, blah, blah. And as I've stated in a previous video, I am beginning more and more and more to see that KNETZ and netizens are in fact mostly female. And I think my point has been proven. And if it wasn't proven before, and you didn't believe me before, you will now, because Rap Monster just did the same exact shit to G-Dragon. And these two are big stars. And this should have been a bigger deal because they have much, much more eyes on them. And guess what happened? That's correct. Oh, that was so sweet. They're friends. Oh, he doesn't need to speak honorifics because they're just hanging out together. Because there was almost nobody that attacked him the way they did Sobin, right? Nobody. It's such bullshit. Every one of you is dead wrong. I'm not saying that Rat Monster should have been attacked. Don't get me wrong. But the combination of the netizens and the combination of the army that are hypocritical as hell in this is just beautiful. It's just beautiful. It proves and illustrates all these points so well. And this is why people hate KNETZ, because you're so fucking hypocritical. If you want to say these things and be so traditional, then be consistent or fuck off. Okay? That's really all I gotta say.